GM or good afternoon. Mic check. Hello. Happy fucking Thursday. Everybody's depressed. That's good. That's good. Max fucking pain on the timeline. Insane. Literally, everybody's fucking depressed on the timeline. It's insane. It's crazy. What's up, Try1 or Tyrone? I don't know. I think it's Try1. I just have pretty bad eyesight. But what's up, dude? I see you on Twitter. What's up, Mimoni from YouTube? What's up, Abracadaver on X? What's up, King? Welcome, dude. Welcome, everybody. Appreciate you guys. Well, if you're new here, what's up, Mario? Try1. All right, I got it. Your name is Try1. Cool. Well, if you're new here, my name is FOMO. I trade Solana Memecoins. That is it. And I'm learning everything as I go. Still to date, almost 2 years into the game. I'm still learning every day. That's how you get better. Nothing in this live stream is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is purely for entertainment purposes only. And if you'd like to keep up to date with what I'm up to, follow me on X if you're not already, and join my email list at the link in my bio on X as well. I have a bunch of goodies for you there too. So you just click this link and then you get access to all of my guides, literally anything and everything that I've learned about the Solana Memecoin trenches, whether it's a pump fund strategy, like where I get my alpha, what I do once I have a contract address, what to do, what does it mean if a token is bundled, how to avoid FOMOing into coins, wallet tracking, the different accounts that I follow for alpha, the different trading styles, understanding the meme coin landscape. Literally, this is like getting a master's degree in meme coin trenching for free. So feel free to check it out. Shout out to the Pump Fun chat. If you're not in the ticker FOMO coin, that is so that I can live stream on Pump Fun and so you guys can support me. So a lot of people have asked, hey, how can I help you? Because you've helped me, yada, yada, yada. What you can do is support my projects such as FOMO and Believe University. But anyway, with all that mumbo jumbo out of the way, let's dive in because there's a lot to talk about. Try1 says that I'm the GOAT. Appreciate you, dude. You're the GOAT. You're the GOAT. What's up, Fussy from YouTube? What's good? Nomad from YouTube. Divi from X. The whole crew is here. The whole gang is here. Troll House is here. What's up? Awesome. Cool. Well, literally all the live streams that are happening right now are talking about the market being topped. Ansem also said that we've topped yet again. He's been saying that for quite some time. You know, I have zero opinion on whether we're topped or now. I could just be biased or just hoping that we'll pick back up, but you got to read the room. You got to understand what's going on here. Shout out to Haku here. He's probably one of the best accounts that I follow. He only has under 3,000 followers. You guys should show him some love. Literally one of the greatest accounts that I've ever had the opportunity to find. He's really good with TA and understands the greater market. Same thing with Market Watcher. So if you guys aren't familiar with the accounts that I personally pay attention to, it's Watching Markets and Haku. Just because they're unbiased, they really know their shit, they know technical analysis, and they kind of lay it out, and they have an incredible win rate. Literally every time they post a chart and you reference it, back reference it to see where we're at now, they pretty much nail it. Maybe they're off by couple $1,000s on, you know, BTC or something, or just things take a little bit longer to play out how they predicted, but they have an incredible win rate, and I trust these guys more than my own gut and brain. So I definitely check them out. But what Haku says is, so you think it's over just because the majority said so. Bitcoin is approaching a key area support, which is 106K. So again, if you just log in and you look at the charts, it's going to look very scary. But when you look at actual technical analysis, it kind of makes sense, right? Like we always have to retrace before we go back up. And same thing he's saying, ETH trigger is clear. The support remains at 3.7K, which makes sense, right? Again, I'm not a TA expert by any means, but looking at these charts, whether they're meme coins or altcoins or the majors, it just makes perfect sense. Like, you know, we had this heavy resistance here back in the beginning of August, and they had a dip, then it broke through that resistance and never once again touched that previous resistance that now becomes support. So we have to touch that support here in order to continue going higher, because obviously people take profits, guys. That's literally how this whole thing works. You got to buy low and sell high. You don't want to sell here low unless we're talking meme coins and some shit's going down, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, same thing with Solana. Again, support here. This was heavy resistance back in May and June, and then we finally broke through that resistance, a higher high, and then we went back down to the support from the resistance here. Then now we had to touch this one more time here before continuing up only. So again, all this stuff makes sense if you understand TA. If you don't understand TA, just the patterns kind of start to make sense as you look at these charts more throughout your day-to-day. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now with all this stuff. I don't think we've topped. And I also talked about this yesterday on the timeline. Where the fuck is it? Yeah, so essentially the Solana Memecoin trenches are at what feels like an all-time low. Again, everyone's fucking depressed. Everyone is just, you know, mad and angry at the world and wanting to quit. And every time that happens, that usually is a good indication that the bottom is near. And if you guys were around last year in August and September were fucking horrible. And I talk about this on every stream. I told myself this year at the beginning of August that I wasn't going to trade all of August and September, but this time was different. And I really believed that, mainly because Troll was just ripping. So it was different in the sense for, you know, these higher cap, mid-cap coins, which wasn't the case last year. So again, that's why I felt that things were different. But alas, I was wrong, because even the biggest or, you know, loudest communities are also down. Like Launchcoin is obviously down. Troll, even with the Coinbase listing, is still on somewhat of a downtrend. I still think we might touch, you know, 70 to 100 mil. But that's just me. You know, I could be wrong. But it just feels like it needs to go there. It just needs to have another little shakeout before we just go parabolic. But anyway, what I see happening in the future, right? Like with my little magical wizard crystal ball, right? So I actually have a little sticker of that somewhere. Where is it? Yeah. So here, you know, my little wizard magic ball. Oh, you can't see it on the live stream because I'm like, you know, whatever. But it's right there. I have a sticker pack. Anyway, what I foresee happening in order for us to continue going up only, so you have to read the room, right? Everybody and their mom bought Aster down here, right? With size. You know, I see guys up millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, which is great. You know, I bought a little late, not with a bunch of size, but I mean, I threw in like $1,000 under $1. I think it was like 70 cents, 80 cents or something. So cool. You know, if it goes higher, great. If it doesn't, whatever. But yeah, I don't really understand BNB or Aster that too well. I don't trade perps at all, so this is not like my forte at all. But a lot of smart money, such as like Cooker, you know, Jay Shocked, you know, that guy. Fuck, I forget his name all the time. JS, yeah, JS. Shocked JS, yeah, him. And a bunch of other people kind of went over to BNB chain and haven't came back. So when you have these key players playing in other chains, which this isn't the first time that has happened. If you're new to the trenches or new to Solana Memecoin trading, this has happened periodically over the last year or two. You know, shout out to Tron, Shout out to BNB. We always, go over there and back within like a week or two. And I foresee the same thing happening because the airdrop for Aster is going to happen on October 5th. So max pain or close to the bottom on Solana across the board, leading up to the airdrop. Because once we get the airdrop, a lot of people are going to be taking profits, over the next week or so leading up to it. A lot of people are going to get the airdrops, then they're going to sell it and make some money, to then inject back into our conviction plays, right? So I definitely see Troll going back up, Launch Coin hopefully picking back up, and the last full foundation coins, right, like Tokaboo and Neat and all of those. I foresee those picking up some bids once everyone is liquid again and ports back to Solana. But for now, again, that's what's kind of happening. Everybody is in Aster. They parked their money here, and they're kind of just waiting to cash out big and fat, which, kudos to them. Shout out to them. There's a lot of people live on X right now. We got Ash Robin. Shout out to him. He's a great content creator. Shout out to the Believe ecosystem. TJ Soul. Shout out to him. Wizard Soho. Questionable. But yeah. A lot of people going live. That's awesome. Shout out to the 780 people of you guys watching this on X when you could be watching someone else. So appreciate you. But yeah, so what's going to happen is that after the Aster airdrop, things are just going to be much better in the Solana ecosystem because everyone's going to be rich again. Everyone's going to have a ton of capital to play with. They're going to want to find different things to park their soul into. And why would they not do that on the coins that are invested by Pump Fund for the Glass Full Foundation? And then we also have our main leaders like Troll, Launchcoin, Fartcoin, right? Fartcoin took another hit here, unfortunately. And like I said on the last stream, I think 400 to 500 is probably a good bidding zone, just because, again, the support from April was down here, like in the low 400s. And that support was previous resistance back in March. So I wouldn't be shocked if we go back down here to 400. But again, this is a good accumulation range before we zoom past or zoom up to 1 point something mil or 1 bill at least. You know what I mean? So that's what I kind of foresee happening through my little magic crystal ball in order for us to pump here. And then we also got the Meteora airdrop. That's also around the corner. So that's going to happen when? I don't really remember when. I know it's in October. I just don't know October when. I don't want to sign up for that. Interesting. Does anyone know when the chat? Does anyone know when the Meteora thing is? I think like October 15th or something, if I remember correctly. I don't remember when the airdrop is. They're having a community call. I have no idea. It's sometime in October though. And that's what the people are saying. And then MetaMask announced their airdrop. And then I'm hoping and I'm thinking that Pump Fund makes an airdrop closer to the beginning of Q4. Or did Q4 start already? I don't know. So I think Pump Fund airdrop, we'll see it before the end of the year, 100%. Just because they can't just keep dragging it out for a long time. I mean, they're not Trojan, they're not Photon, you know what I mean? They're not just going to dangle it in front of people's faces. But yeah, I think we'll see it very, very soon. Very soon. Let's check the chat real quick. We got some more people here. Too Easy, what's up, dude? I see you. Venom, what's up? Saber, how's it going? Bipolar, what's good, bro? What's good? Pump Fund chat is fucking empty because I turned on the holders only setting. Shout out to the Pump team enabling that, so now we don't get a bunch of spam every 5 seconds. But yeah, if you're a holder of the FOMO token, feel free to chat in the Pump Fund chat because I have that up too. But yeah, if any time you guys have any questions or requests or things you want me to talk about, feel free to type it in the chat below. Yeah, trenches are fucking hilarious right now. Everyone says that we've topped, dude. Everyone's doing this copy pasta thing. So again, every single time this happens, it's either we're either in the bottom or close to the bottom. In my bag, what's up, dude? My gut is saying that we're close to the bottom, dude. I just explained what I foresee happening here very shortly. So we'll see how it goes. Scented candles, thoughts on CCM? Feels bottomed. Again, like if you read the room and if you read the whole manifesto that Pump Fund has laid out, they envision they envision every single creator under the sun having a token attached to their name, and they're really bullish on live streaming. They've been pushing it. That's actually what's been driving the growth of their app. And again, thinking outside of crypto, thinking of it as a business. If a business see that something is onboarding users, onboarding the masses, enabling your application to be in the top 200 apps downloaded, or I think it was top 100 apps downloaded for entertainment, you're going to keep pushing that thing, that feature that's going to get your application to be used by even more people. Like a lot of people don't understand that growth, whether it's onboarding new users, new creators, new liquidity that's entering the market, new capital that's being dropped to people's wallets to then use to either, improve their lifestyle or ultimately come back into the trenches and, bid our coins or convictions or bid coins that they like. It's just good for the ecosystem all the way around. And it's still very early for Pump Fund live streaming. Like not all the features are fully fleshed out yet. There's obviously like things that they got to add, more moderation tools, widgets of some sorts or things like that. So all in all, I'm still bullish on creator capital markets. It's been bottomed out for ever since the Aster shit happened. It kind of just like, tried to break out, but then Aster was the talk of the town, and that's where liquidity rotated. So it's kind of similar to what happened when everyone was bullish on cards, right? And then now everyone's bullish on Aster. So here we are. We were talking about it on the last live. We kind of said that maybe it'll go down here to like 180 mil, 18 mil. But any bids that you throw in here would probably be safe. And lo and behold, here we are. It's trying to break out here of this like, potential breakout happening maybe. And then it might retest back here if it fails at the 300 mil, 34 mil or whatever that is. Defined updated the market cap to the what's actually circulating, because the total supply is 2 billion but only 200 million is circulating. But maybe bought close to the bottom on cards pretty soon that people maybe size into. I don't think real world assets or RWAs are necessarily dead either. Again, just people's liquidity is a lot more limited now. And whenever you get a mass liquidity sucking event, whether it's a huge PvE play, a new emerging meta, people's attention spans are very short and they, full port fucking everything, like Aster's, at 1.9, I think it crossed $2 again earlier this morning. It's at $2 now. So a lot of people really want to see this go up to $4 within like the next week or so, or the next few days before the airdrop. I can definitely see that happening. So the 4-hour chart looks great on it. 1-hour chart looks really good too. So again, a lot of people are saying don't fade CZ, don't fade Chinese money, but it's just been holding up really well on this like little retrace. I mean, it was inevitable, right? This was all-time high back on September 21st. That became resistance, right? And then it broke out a little bit, and then previous all-time high and previous resistance became support here. New all-time high, now it's retracing back down here, and now the previous all-time high is trying to break out through here. So it might break out, go to like 2.15 or something, retest the breakout, then hopefully, just go crazy. If not, it might move down a little lower to like 1.5 or 1.6 or something. But again, I think we'll be fine on Aster. There's way too many people with so much money in it, and they're really taking a huge bet on CZ, Binance, everybody. So yeah, and I can't see how this just doesn't do well. If it doesn't do well, then crypto's fucking cooked, which we all know crypto is not cooked. So have some belief, guys. I think it'll go the distance, and that's good for fucking everybody. Lumo said there's a black screen on Twitch. Dude, I don't know how to fix that. I'm sorry. Can you hop on like YouTube or Twitter or something else? I gotta fix that. I just don't know how to fix it. I might just have to turn off Twitch, unfortunately. But yeah, dude, I'm sorry. Scented asks, what are some of the coins you see as a center of CCM, like Bagwork, etc.? I have quite a few here on my list. I think Bagwork is definitely up there. Based House, I don't see them ever going away. They have an insane creator network. I'm a part of their network too. And they have a great relationship with Pump Fund. Like anytime they find a creator coin that's going to do well, or if they want to hook someone up with a IRL like streaming backpack and things like that, they have a direct contact with Pump Fund. So I would not fade Jakey and the team because they're working really hard, and they're definitely leading the charge. So if I were to place any bets on any CCM coins, it'd definitely be Bagwork, Based, and Stream.Fun, and obviously FOMO because that's my coin. I'm biased, obviously, but Stream.Fun is like an infrastructure type coin. I think they're incredibly undervalued. So if you look at my stream at the very top, you can see the market cap. That's because of Stream.Fun. So it's a creator toolkit to where you can add buy bot widgets. So anytime someone buys at least one SOL worth of FOMO token, it shows up on the stream. Anytime someone buys like 2 SOL or 5 SOL, you can adjust these. And then I have like the live market cap widget. I can add a chat widget. Donations, if people wanted to donate to me, I can add my wallet and whatnot. You could create a subathon too. So like, let's say I wanted to do like a Kai Cenat type subathon to where I just want to say like, hey, in the next 5 hours, I want to pump this shit to like 100K, you know, things like that. So it's a lot of cool things that you can do with Stream.Fun. Very, very undervalued. And yeah, I would park some money here, guys. Like just trust me on this one. Can't say too much. But yeah, I think those would be my top bets other than like FOMO, right? Me, Gyat, it's kind of, I don't know. Like a lot of coins, or when it comes to like onboarding creators or whatever, like people look at specific things. This is a big Web2 creator. He goes viral all the fucking time. And the fact that his coin is at 2.43 mil kind of upsets a lot of people because they're like, dude, you have like 9 million followers on TikTok. Why aren't you shilling the coin? Why aren't you doing this or that or the other? And it's just frustrating because, for one, TikTok, from my understanding, still does not like crypto. Most social media platforms do not like crypto. So these creators don't want to fuck up their social media by talking about crypto to pump your bags. You know what I mean? But the whole purpose of creator capital markets is like you're basically investing in this creator. And as Jakey likes to put it, you're basically like a talent manager at this point, and you're betting on these people and you're investing in them without the equity part, right? It's kind of similar to ICM. But again, if Elon and Pump Fund and the creators themselves are just putting such a huge bet, their reputation on the line, they're wanting to see this thrive, they're seeing the vision in terms of like, you know, instead of going onto Kick or Twitch to stream on Pump Fund because it rewards you more as a creator, and you as a viewer, maybe there's some incentive on your side, which the incentive is, again, buying the coin earlier, buying the coin on dips and riding it on the way up if you genuinely enjoy the creators. You know what I mean? So I think it's an incredible business model. Again, it increased Pump Fund's user base by like 1,000% literally during that whole onboarding. And it also allowed the Pump Fund app to start charting on the App Store, right? Like in the entertainment category. I don't remember if it was like number 100 or 200. It was somewhere up there, or I think it was like ranked number 89. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I'm sorry, but it was up there. And that's unheard of, especially for crypto specific applications to rise that quickly. So again, I'm bullish on it. The founders of fucking Pump Fund are too. The team is. So again, zig while other people zag. While everyone's playing on Aster and they're up an insane amount of money, once the airdrop happens, what are they going to do with that money? They're going to park it in things that make sense, in metas that have been developing and brewing, and things that will go the distance. Like Stream.fun went to almost 8 mil, almost 10 mil during the peak CCM meta, and it's on a great retrace here, and it's been holding up pretty well. Again, previous all-time high back in August was like 700k. It became support here after a new all-time high, then a new all-time high. Now it's back here at the previous all-time high from August. So again, I still believe Stream under $1 million market cap is absolutely free, because this is an incredible toolkit that is positioned for CCM. And yeah, don't fade that one. That's all I gotta say. BBL Doctor said, yo, FOMO, are you going to look at BTC or SOL? I'm thinking about going long here. Thoughts? 10x leverage. Dude, I don't trade leverage or anything, but definitely follow Haku. We talked about this in the beginning of the stream, but yeah, check him out. He has some key support areas here that he plotted out for you guys to look into and, figure out what you're going to do there. Kay asked, any thoughts on Quest? Actually, yeah, I liked Quest. Just was unfortunate that people dipped it because they're impatient. On the last live stream, we talked about this, like, hey, maybe buy on the, Fettuccine retrace here. And yeah, it pumped. And then now we're back here at a dip again. So I'll actually add this to my CCM watch list, because I think this one is really good too. Essentially the way it works is that someone creates a quest, so they're raising money for subs to then go and pay for those specific subs or that quest to complete that quest. So Kai Cenat actually pinned one of his quests on his live stream, so I think the idea is incredible. So again, if you ever want to hedge your bets on specific metas, I think the best way to do that is from infrastructure or tech, which, speaking of, since everyone's on Aster, fucking Aster bot is the one that I'm hedging my bet on Solana. It's on a nasty dip, and a lot of people are wanting to give up on it, but essentially what this is that this enables you to trade on Aster via a Telegram bot. So this reminds me a lot of Polycule, if you're not familiar with it. So PQL, and that one's on an incredible dip right now. Oh my god, prediction markets are the fucking talk of the town, guys. So I would size into this if I were you. But essentially what happened with PQL is that it ripped to 10 mil, then it dipped again to 2 mil, then it went through accumulation for a few days, and then it ripped again. So I'm hoping the same thing kind of plays out, right? So again, that was a 81% dip, and I think we're getting our first 81% dip here on this, if I'm not mistaken. Watch it be like 90% or 100%. Fucking hell. Yeah, so our first, oh fuck, I messed that up. Price range. Yeah, our first 90% dip. So if it survives here, that's bullish. But I think what the problem that a lot of people are having is that the Aster API doesn't support Solana withdrawals. So they're trying to get the attention of Aster and CZ. This is like the API docs for, Aster. So we'll see what happens. But they're trying to work on a workaround and talking to the builders channel of Aster. So I think the issue that a lot of people are having is that the community is like filled with spam. The dev's not really talking or responding. I'm just going to take that as that he's building, because again, if you look into his background, Hugo is the dev, and he's responsible for He's responsible for a Google Chrome extension that's responsible for over 7 million users, and that has a lot of sensitive information. So I think in terms of like his rep being on the line, like he wouldn't rug it for, a couple $1,000s just because he runs a really big extension. No, there was some FUD yesterday because like there was a token associated to that Google Chrome extension, but it was created by the previous co-founder that's no longer a part of that company. So he's the former dev of that GPTW token. So yeah, he's gone. So I think we're fine. But again, I hope Dev is building. That's why he's not responding or whatever. I'm still holding my bag. We'll see what fucking happens, I guess. But I'll cut it if it goes below 200K market cap. But I think this is as good of a bet as any when it comes to being sidelined on Aster. There's Aster related tech here available on Solana. It works. The only thing that you can't do is withdraw through the bot. But all you got to do is just export your private key and then connect it to here. And then you're fine. So I think it'll go back up. I'm hopeful, dude. I am hopeful. Winner Mindset said meme coins are shit. Yeah, dude, they're fucking horrible right now. Designer, bro, what's up? I don't know why there's a black screen on Twitch, dude. Just leave the Twitch one and join us elsewhere. But yeah, that's what's going on with Aster. So yeah, I think that's it on creator capital markets. I'm kind of just all over the place today just because the market's fucking crazy. Let's talk about prediction markets just because again, if in case you missed it last night on the South Park episode, they did talk about prediction markets. There was a whole episode on people trading on Kalshi, which is huge. And if you guys remember, I actually partnered with Kalshi a week ago. So if you guys are not trading prediction markets, definitely sign up. I have a referral there if you guys want to support me. But I have a prediction markets guide here. And if you watch this video, it kind of gives you the lay of the land on, you know, what it is, the different accounts that I recommend following for like alpha, the different resources to get started with trading prediction markets. There's only 20 people following this list, guys. Like prediction markets are still super early. Not a lot of people are using it from crypto Twitter, but the normies are fucking already there. You know what I mean? Like that's where retail is right now. So if you're not playing prediction markets, what are you doing? Definitely do it. One of the best communities that I actually joined was the Prediction Art. Shout out to Tone. It's really cool. They do spaces. They talk about what they're trading, what they're doing. And I just met this other guy too last night. He actually live streamed while the Pred M Trader. He's great. He was actually live streaming during the South Park episode, so it was really cool, like to see more content creators for prediction markets trading in real time. So like everyone's just like, you know, betting together, and I think it's great. And he just got, you know, partnered with the Kalshi ecosystem too. So there's a lot of shit going on in the prediction market space, and pretty much everybody on crypto Twitter is like sidelined on it. Definitely look into it more. There are meme coins that are related to prediction market, the prediction market meta, such as like Polycule. Like I said, this is basically a Telegram bot to trade on Polymarket through Telegram. I don't really care about these like, you know, AI agents that like help you trade better or whatever, just because there's so many now. So I'm a little bearish on them, but my top 3 out of this list are definitely Pcule, Rainmaker, which is essentially like a trading terminal with like wallet tracking and sniping different prediction markets and things like that. So definitely check out Rainmaker. OKBet is another Telegram bot, but it actually supports Kalshi as well. You just have to provide your API key, and it's on a great dip here. So again, if we plot our little horizontal line on the previous all-time high back in June, then when it broke all-time high, made a new all-time high, went down here on a dip, the previous all-time high / the resistance that it broke became support again. Failed breaking out here because again, this was like the dip right here. That was the new resistance, I guess. And then now it'll probably come down to like 800 to 900K. So if you're looking to size into, again, a infrastructure tech related play that has to do with prediction markets, I think OKBet is a great one because it covers both Kalshi and Polymarket. But I think the leader is definitely going to be Pcule, just because not only can you trade on Polymarket using Polycule through Telegram, is that they have a new thing that is not really talked about, to where you can actually fund LPs for prediction markets. So they actually partnered with Meteora to create new technology in order to create these liquidity pools for prediction markets, which is not done at all by anybody. So I think this is a really interesting utility that they've implemented, and it's just insane that not a lot of people are talking about it either. So I think PQL is probably the best bet to size into, at least for a 2x for all-time high, but this definitely will reprice a lot higher, especially if they do something similar with Kalshi, when Kalshi enables like crypto native people to bridge easier, because right now it's just like using fiat. It's like trading on Robinhood. It's like for normies. They've done an incredible job on onboarding, and they're just known by everybody when it comes to prediction markets, and I think they get even more volume than even poly markets. So Kalshi is definitely slept on. Again, if you know nothing about prediction markets, I have this entire prediction markets guide ranging from the accounts you should follow, the watch list that I have for meme coins, beginner resources, the best community, and the different coins that you can buy when it comes to the like Solana side. And you can find this guide in my one-off guides. You simply just go to my profile, click the link in my bio, enter your email, and I'll send it over to you, or you can just check my pinned and you'll find them all there. But yeah, super stoked. Saber asks, what do I think of ICM? I think ICM will get kicked off by prediction markets, to be honest. Like, I think these will move even before my little good tech list, which, you know, if you're not familiar with ICM, it's led by Launchcoin, and Polycule is actually launched on Believe. So if Polycule goes the distance, Launchcoin will also start to move as well, followed by Believe University, because that's my project and I love it, and you should too. But yeah, check all these projects out. I think these are pretty much close to the bottom. Same thing with Rain, but again, all dependent on how Launchcoin moves, which I think 60, maybe 40 again. No, it looks like it's probably going to try to go back up to 100 mil, just because, again, Q4, everyone's anticipating a big ICM and prediction markets and AI rally. So again, we'll see where it goes though. 1,300 people watching. Shout out to you guys for being here. That's incredible. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Sergeant Peppa said, what are your thoughts on XPL Plasma? Dude, I have no idea what that even is. That's just how bad I DYOR. So all I know is that you guys got like 10 grand for putting in $1 on a wallet or some shit. That's fucking crazy, dude. Shout out to you guys if you did that. I don't really do much research on DeFi. I'm just a Solana Memecoin guy. You know what I mean? NHOP said, thoughts on Quant as a hyperliquid meme, dusted 25 mil for Aster, which is far inferior product. Dude, I don't know anything about meme coins on BNB or on Hype. Like, I am literally just on Solana. The only other coin that I have on a different chain is my boy Joe on Ethereum. This is like the only coin that I have, and it's on a dip here too. I'll probably need to buy more, but I think this is probably a good entry here anyway. But my lines were wrong. Typical. Just draw the lines lower. If your lines are wrong, you'll simply just move the lines more, and then you'll feel better about yourself. So that makes sense. Right, we talked about good tech. We already talked about Glassful too. I don't have much to say about them other than just like unstable coin. It kind of broke below that 30 mil support that a lot of people were really bullish on it hanging on to. So I mean, worst case scenario, it might come down to like 20. But I think a lot of people are just really defending this coin. They're like really bullish on it, and they don't want to see it go any lower. But again, just adjust your lines, dude, and then you'll be fine. Yeah, 20 mil. That's the new wave. Tokubu, I've talked about this on every single live stream. I really think it'll go down to like hopefully 10 mil, just so that we can sweep some more supply down there. But 14 looks like it's been kind of. It's been edging to get to 14. It almost went there, but then Marcel bought 1% and pumped it from 20 mil to 30 mil. So that kind of fucked up the downtrend that we were heading in. That's why it looks a little wonky, but I think it'll go down to 14. It'll be fine. Neat, same thing. We talked about this on the last live stream. I think 10 to 11 is probably the bottom for it. It's just such a strong coin. It was an advanced chart, right? Like the way people are trading this or market making it is just very advanced in comparison to other meme coin charts that you look at. A lot of whales, a lot of people from ETH are in this coin, so I'm excited about this one. So yeah, 10 to 12 is a good bidding zone. House coin broke a pretty crucial support here at like 12 mil. It's down to 7 now, but we'll see what happens. You know, Mask. I'm not really, Blob. I talk about this fucker all the time. I think 600K is probably like the Pico bottom. Hoping it goes down there so we can buy some more. 611, right? It's at 699, 700K right now. So still super viral, still cracked community. So I really like that one. I think as far as watch lists go, that's it. IRL coin has just been hanging around 300K. Community is still thriving on it. ABOC is still, shilling it IRL and posting content. So I think this one, once the market picks back up, will hopefully go back to all-time high and beyond. But I still really like IRL coin. I think that one's great. Wizard is just a stable coin by now, just always at least 1 million market cap, and then hopefully it just rips here. So this is like one of the first coins that I was talking about when it came to like the memes 2.0 movement, such as Troll, Tickcoin, House, Wizard. Those were like the big four for me. And obviously Troll took everybody by surprise. Tickcoin, I think ever since what's his name? I forgot his fucking name. Slinger, ever since he was like out of it or something, it's just been down only. So maybe it'll come back when BTC starts to pick up, because I think it's like a BTC reliant catalyst driven coin, but whatever. But yeah, I like Wizard still. What else do I have on here? I think that's it. We didn't talk about viral coins, right? So on the last stream, we kind of talked about the history of what's been going on with 6-7. Fucking massive meme IRL. Binance full sent it from 8 mil to like 20 mil. And that's just been down only. It's been vamped like 5 different times, or vamp attempted like 5 different times. And if anything, it's just made the community that much stronger. We're back at 9,100 holders. I think during the latest vamp attack from 5 mil to like 2.3 mil, I think holders went down to like 8,200. So we actually lost about 1,000 holders, but then we picked back up here in the low. So a lot of people bought back in. So I think that's a really good sign. I think this is like holder all-time high when it was at 20 mil, and we're back here at the pretty much Pico bottom. So I think that's a really good sign. Was a much needed retrace, and the holders held very, very well, all things considered. They were losing hope in Bonk, losing hope in Tom, losing hope in the holders itself too, in the community, but it's been holding pretty well. Obviously if you bought up here, it's not been holding very well in your opinion, but we'll see. Mudang, Chill Guy, those are kind of like the ceilings in my opinion. That's why I have them here. Labubu started to pick up some bids. Hopefully you guys have been listening to me. Every single live stream I tell you guys to just buy some Labubu and wait, because come Christmas time, dude, which is right around the corner, everybody's gonna want a fucking Labubu for Christmas. Everybody. And you still can't buy these fuckers in stores, I think. Like, they're still rare. Stock is still ripping. I think it's still above $300 for Pop Mart. Like, this is like an easy win in the coming weeks for sure. So if you're not in it, get in it. Lizard, I don't know, is it dead? Is Lizard not viral anymore? I don't know. Jet 2 Holiday, I still hear it every single fucking time I go on TikTok, so I think this one's undervalued. The Amazing Digital Circus, I still have a small bag. This one's just been holding way too well for people to not understand the thesis or know what they hold. Holders have barely budged. It's just been ranging between 1,400 to 2,000 holders. I think it'll just take time. Like, time is our best friend here. And we saw what happened with Jet 2 Holiday, right? Like, it went through 33 days of accumulation, and then it just ripped randomly one day. Amazing Digital Circus, I think, has been doing kind of the same thing, if I'm not mistaken. How many days has it been? Has it been over a month? Well, that was the first rip. That doesn't really count. Yeah, 26 days, in my opinion, of accumulation here for TADC. So something's coming, I feel. Whether it's a catalyst or people just find out how viral it is, I think it'll come, you know. Just sit on your hands for a little bit and we'll be fine. Totally be fine. Sean asked, does Polycule have an X account? Yeah, they do. It's just at Polycule_bot. Check them out. 1,400 people in here. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining the stream. Feel free to retweet it, share it with your buddies, all that fun stuff. Much love, much love. What else? Yeah, I was talking about viral coins. Yeah. Ramie's World said, you were the one that inspired me to get into this meme coin thing. I really appreciate all the content you put out there. Hopefully one day I can even get close to you. Oh, dude, that means a lot, man. Appreciate you. Glad I kept you in here. Don't get zeroed out either, dude. Just play it safe across the board. I'll be hosting an X Space soon for community discussion. What themes or topics are you most interested in exploring together? From the Aster. Don't disappear. That's my feedback, bro. Fucking, you just go silent for way too long, and that scares a lot of people because PTSD. PTSD, dude. Maybe I'll join the spaces when he makes it, for the sake of the challenge, dude. So I started a public wallet challenge again, and I'm down 56%, so that's been fun. I was actually pretty up, you know. I bought at like 600k. I went to like 1.2 mil, but then there was just massive sells. So I did turn 500 into like almost $900, but I didn't sell because I like holding things, and unfortunately in this market you're kind of not allowed to, especially for new coins and low caps. I'm not talking like higher caps and like all the coins that I was talking about on my watch list. That's definitely a different trading style for sure. But for new pairs, man, it's just really fucking hard to buy and hold. But in other news, did you guys see that Troll was listed on Coinbase? The lore runs so fucking deep with this coin, man. It went from a degenerate gamble to a fucking Coinbase listing. Like this was legendary. Obviously I did not hold fucking 3.9 SOL worth of Troll all the way to 100 mil. I'm not going to pretend and say that. However, I made a lot of money off of Troll. A lot of fucking money off of Troll. Both from the public wallet and yes, the side wallets. Not anything crazy, but I had like 2% across like 3 different wallets, and I sold half of it on the first run up. Let me pull up the chart. Where the fuck did it go? Yeah, I think I've talked about this multiple times, but I just think it's great to talk about, because you should be taking profits always, especially if it's a lot of money. Like I bought up here and it went to like 30-40 mil. Like of course I was gonna sell. I sold quite a bit there, and then bought back in here at like 10 mil when like towards the end of July, when I saw ICM was kind of just flatlining a little bit. I just bought, I think, like 10 grand worth at 10 mil, and it went like crazy. So yeah, I was excited about that. But yeah, Coinbase listing for Troll. Who would have fucking guessed? Who would have fucking guessed? Gut says I'm getting some pussy tonight. There we go. Gut for gut, bro. Damn. Someone's Coffin. 1,500 viewers. Appreciate you guys. $1,500. Crazy. Sergeant Peppa said, I'm in troll also. Do I see it hitting 750 mil to a billy? Dude, it's been a long time since we've seen any meme coin that wasn't like tech related hit a billion market cap. And I think if anything is going to hit a billion market cap, I think the only ones that I feel are realistic that will do that are Fartcoin, Troll, Giga, and Launchcoin. Like those are my 4 bets in terms of like hitting a billion market cap. Obviously Fartcoin is closest to that. Troll, you know, like I said, I really think it's just gonna flush a little bit down to like 70 mil to 80 before we just return to going back up. Just because I think in order for us to continue going higher, we definitely do need to flush some people out. That's just how it works, you know. Someone said Peanut was crimed. Yeah, dude, of course it was crimed. Everything is crimed except Troll, or it might have been crimed. I have no clue. I had no business in that. In my bag said, sorry bro, had to get off right quick. You check gut, need that in your new challenge wallet. Dude, I need fucking Asterbot to pump because no one wants me to load up the challenge wallet anymore. They're saying no, you just got to stick with the 5 souls. So I think I'm still down on it. I don't really know. But once I'm back in profit or break even, dude, I'll sell a little bit and I'll buy the gut coin. Everyone's talking about gut. So I think that might be a little daily runner, if I do say so myself. Oh, it's already at 300K. In better market conditions, I would say, yeah, this is going to go to 1 million or 2 million, but maybe wait for a little dip. Hopefully, you know, doesn't mega pump. But so I'm really bad at buying new coins. So anytime there's a new pair or a new coin, I am notorious for just top blasting and buying the top. So usually what you do here, or what I would do, what FOMO used to do, is that I would go, hey, I want to buy this. Let me throw in $3,000, right? And then 10 minutes later, this shit would go down. So let's say I bought here, and then maybe it candles to like 400K because, you know, volume or people see a big buy. But then it goes down. Like it probably goes down to like 184K or something. So that's down 55%. So what would happen to me all the time, then, you know, you could probably relate to this, whether you're a low port trader or a high port trader, is that your gamble size, whatever it is, $100, $500, $50, $2, whatever the fuck, you don't want to go all in one go. Which again, do as I say, not as I do, because I still sometimes do this, especially for like challenge wallets, which again, don't full port because that's what I did, and now I can't buy this fucking coin. But anyway, despite that, listen to this. Instead of bidding your entire gamble size in one go, especially on a green candle, it's best to have a starter position so that if it does pump, you're not completely sidelined. And if it goes from 300K to, let's say, I don't know, fucking 600K, it's probably going to come back down here to serve as like support for like the next leg. You know what I mean? So usually what I do is that I buy a starter position now. So let's say my gamble size is $1,000, right? So if your gamble size is $1,000, instead of buying just $1,000 right away, just take 10% of your gamble size and put in $100. Start with $100, right? That way, if you bought $100 here, you won't be down 50% if it retraces, right? Which is probably bound to happen because that's what all coins do. They retrace when they pump, right? So instead of me losing $1,500 because I'm smarter now, I would only buy 10% of my gamble size position, and then I would only be down $50, or right, instead of that huge size. And then here on this dip, that's where I could be like, okay, we're on a dip. I think it's gonna go higher. Maybe I'm gonna buy another $100 or $200 or whatever. You know what I mean? So that's how I'm kind of approaching trading new pairs now. Because then if you gamble small here when you're looking at a chart and it's green, whether you're looking at the 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute, whatever the fuck. I usually like looking at bigger time frames because I can't stand looking at a 1 minute chart. This doesn't fucking tell you anything. It's stupid. But usually what I like to do, again, is just have a starter position. So if it does pump, I at least have something. And then when it retraces off of that pump, if I'm really confident this is going to go to $1 million market cap, 2 million market cap, 3 million market cap, whatever, I can buy more on this retrace. So again, instead of going all in with your gamble size, whether it's $10, $100, $500, $1,000, I recommend just doing it in 10% increments wherever it is that you're looking at. So again, I am horrible with buying new pairs. So again, but if I'm like zooming out or whatever, this is a fairly new coin and it's pumping now because everybody's talking about their gut. You know what I mean? So on September 18th, it topped at 191K. 2 days ago, it topped out 180K. So then today it finally broke out and now it's at 400K. Great. So again, the way I would have approached it is just having a starter position here when I pull up the chart at 390K, 360, whatever. So now we would be up if I had bought. But again, if you're trading on the 1 minute chart, I can't really help you because I don't do that. This is just insane to me. I never really understand what's going on the 1 minute chart. 5 and 15 minute kind of helps sometimes for new pairs, but it still just doesn't give you the bigger picture. You know what I mean? So I usually just like looking at the 1 hour or 4 hour chart just because you can kind of, again, zoom out and really understand what's going on. Like if this just zooms to 1 million market cap, of course we're going to have a retrace of some sorts, whether that retrace is 258K lining up with, the influx of volume that we saw down here, right? Or maybe down to 500K. So again, if you missed this coin, you don't got to feel bad about it. You just got to wait for a better buying opportunity when it comes to it. And also look at the fundamentals, right? Look at the meme. Like, is this meme really going to stand the test of time? You know what I mean? It's just the picture of a gut. It's a character. It's an original character. You look at who's following it, right? Soul Crow is following it. In my bag. Arango, he's an incredible bag worker. Shout out to Arango. If you don't know him, you gotta know him. Follow him. He's incredible. Same thing, like Ansem is talking about his gut all the time. They're creating original content. Pump Fun talked about it. So fundamentally, like, this does check a lot of boxes, right? It has a great narrative. It's an original character. It has content. People are talking about it, right? So in terms of like catalysts happening, other people can join in and start talking about their gut because it's kind of an inside joke on CT right now. I think Patty just talked about his gut too. Ansem, talking about Ansem. Yeah, I don't know, but I know Shadow talked about his gut, so that's what I mean. Like, if you have opportunities of KOLs talking about things, or soft shilling, even it's like an indirect shill, right? Again, it's like a inside joke on CT right now when it comes to like your gut. So again, it checks a lot of boxes. And in terms of holders, we're looking at 758 holders, right? Another thing I like to look at, there's this bot called Sniper XYZ. So they have a really cool little command for Telegram. It's called floor. So you just put /floor and you enter the CA there. And it lets you know what the average entry for the top wallets are. So the average entry for a lot of these wallets is 102K market cap. That's like on average. So most of them are up 300%. So that's kind of the floor of the meme coin per se. And if you look at it, like the chart, yeah, that makes sense. Like probably a lot of people bought here on the lows, and then it giga pumped because Ansem went live. He was talking about his gut. We got the pump fund tweet. So those are the catalysts that drove this coin up. So again, now you have to zoom out and think, okay, how far can this coin go? What are other coins topping out at? What is volume like today? And I don't have any of my shit logged in to like check that. But if we look at, again, in the last 24 hours, you know, or these are tokens deployed. In the last 24 hours, 75 tokens graduated on pump fund. Volume, you could check out volume here. So again, that's just kind of reading the room and understanding like, hey, should I buy this at this market cap, or should I fade it? You know what I mean? Like, is a runner for today literally going to top out at 400K, or is it going to top out at 1 million? Things like that we don't really ever know. But again, even if we caught it late, like I said, at 360K market cap, if you bought in there, you'd be in profit by now. Whether it's a 10% gain, 20% gain, whatever, sometimes you just got to take those on rough days. You know, like if you had bought as soon as I started talking about this, you'd be up 26%, you know, not bad. And, you know, that's still better than fucking stocks for day trading anyway. But yeah, those are just some of the things that I look at when trading new pairs. And I have a complete guide, again, on my profile that talks about what I do once I have a CA, things that I look at, how I do my due diligence and all that fun stuff. So definitely check it out if you haven't yet. The way to find it is on my profile. Enter your email at this link and I'll send it over to you. But yeah, with that being said, I'm going to take a quick little break. I'll be back. I gotta do something. BRB. Yo, I'm back. Oh shit, I forgot water. Dude, has my character been angry this entire time? No one's told me anything? I'm supposed to be happy. Why have I been pissed this whole time on this live stream? Jesus, look at me. Fucking angry. I'm happy now though. It's fine. It's a happy day. Not fucking angry. God, I fucking love this. I need to get different poses like I do with my my Pixel one, but I feel like this one looks a little cleaner. Angry. All right. What were we talking about? How are you doing, chat? Y'all got any questions or need advice or any coins that you're looking at? Let me know. I forgot water, so while I go get water, just let me know what you want to talk about. I got some other shit that I can go over, but I want to hear from you guys. The fact we got 1,600 people in here while there's a bunch of other spaces and lives going on is incredible. I appreciate you guys being here. It means a lot. Face reflects the market. Joe, I know, dude. Everyone's angry. So, fuck it. Angry FOMO. Fine. We'll continue the stream this way just because that's how we started it. I won't fuck with it. Bull Run Cousin says that everybody is saying quant. What is quant, dude? Sometimes you guys spam some garbage. So let's see. What's up? Quant. Quanto? Jeff Yan? What is this? The true quant. So it's just a meme of hype on Solana. Interesting. Okay. I'll keep an eye on it. I don't really know much about Hyperliquid, so I don't really find it like funny or anything. You know what I mean? How's Gut doing? There we go. Still holding pretty well. So again, I like looking at the 1 hour and 4 hour chart. I know a lot of people make fun of me with like new pairs or like new coins and stuff, but that just gives me a better understanding of like where we're headed and where we're potentially headed. Because again, just looking at the 15-minute, you'll just get scared on these dips and fuck, dude, let alone the 1 minute chart. You know what I mean? The way I trade these is just keeping track of like sentiment on CT. So searching the CA on Twitter, keeping tabs on the holders, understanding where the majority of holders is entries are, right? Looking at the top holders and kind of sussing out their portfolio. You know what I mean? Like this guy has realized 155K. This one's, you know, done 33K, and it looks like he's hit like a lot of coins that have had like, you know, narratives. You know what I mean? Like Avishkar, $1 trillion coin. So yeah, it's just good to really understand like who the people are that are holding your potential gamble. You know what I mean? And just seeing if they're profitable or not. And if the majority are profitable, then I mean that's a good sign, right? It sounds like they know what they're doing. Then you might get some whales, which whales are kind of bullish but not bullish at the same time, because like they have so much fucking money that it doesn't matter if they lose out on a gamble or two. And if you look at like their entire realized P&L, you're like, yeah, this guy's fucking profitable. But they're probably profitable because they're swinging 100K on cards, you know what I mean, for a 2x, you know what I mean? So that's kind of how I suss out like top holders and whatever coin it is that I'm in. But I digress. We'll see. Eshpito Crypto said, is GMGN a good platform to use? I've been using it for a while. Yeah, I love GMGN. They're fantastic. They actually released a really cool new feature, if you guys aren't familiar. What the fuck? All right. So they've really been upgrading their shit. And they also have a Soul Challenge, by the way, like a trading competition, if you're not signed up for it yet. They have a mobile app that's pretty clean. But yeah, so this is the feature. Yeah, I know. So this is the feature that I like. Watch. So you're gonna go to copy trade, then you're gonna go to radar, and essentially what you can do with it is that you can find wallets that have traded specific CAs and were profitable in them. So I've created a bunch of guides on like copy trading and finding wallets and stuff, and usually the way to do it is through like Gatekept or through any other platform that allows you to like do research with wallets. But I think GMGN is the first one that actually has a wallet research tool built into their platform, which I think is really great. So here's how it works, right? You can add any CAs to your liking. So I added a few like NYX, Tremp, P8, BCI, XPL. So I added quote unquote runners from yesterday. And then I can see who traded these and what P&L they got from those specific tokens. So in theory, this should allow you to find people who are good at discovering narratives or finding tokens that do really well. But when you do this, you got to also pay attention to the 1-day win rate, and you got to look at the transactions. If they've done 6,000 transactions, it's a fucking bot. So ignore this wallet. And you can actually, you can't filter it. So you can just filter it by win rate, not by transactions. But I would just ignore any that have like thousands of transactions in a day, because that's crazy and that's obviously a bot. But for example, this wallet right here, it made profit on NYX and Tremp. So see, when I highlight over it at the top right here, these get highlighted. Or if I highlight over it, any of these CAs, I can see which wallets were top traders for any of those specific tokens. So this one, for example, it hit on NYX and Tremp, which Tremp ran to like 1 million, 1.2 or something. NYX ran to like 5 mil. And he made 32 grand off of those two tokens alone. And he has a 21% win rate, 200 or so transactions. This seems like a person, like a human trader. So we can suss them out, right? We can go in and we can look at their P&L calendar. And it looks like they were just lucky the last 48 hours, because for the rest of the month, they're down $67,000. So I would not follow this wallet. So we go back to square one. And we go and find a different wallet. So let's say this one hit three of the tokens, has a win rate, and I think that's a bot. We can check it out though. Yeah, bot behavior. It's just spamming transactions for $10 profits, so ignore that one. So yeah, you just kind of have to do like this does a lot of the legwork for you, in the sense of like you just add the CAs that you want to find common top traders amongst those coins. And then you just have to go through the wallets to make sure that they're in fact real and that they are profitable. Like for example, this one made 12 grand off of Tremp, One, and NYX. But if you look at their P&L calendar, they've just been losing money. They're down $140,000 this month. So I would probably ignore it. So you can go ahead and update this to the 5 trending tokens, and like according to GMGN's trending page. And then you can easily see like, you know, highest profit, who bought it the earliest, things like that. So for example, highest profit. So this guy made $30,000 off of P8, BCI, and NYX. Let's check him out. P&L calendar is pretty good. Yeah, he's lost like $200 there, $1,000 there, $2 grand here. So he had 3 bad days last week, but these were all horrible days for the greater market. So I would say this isn't a bad trader. They understand risk management. They just probably fucked up bad here. And then let's look at August. Yeah, they were not profitable. They were not profitable, not profitable. They were profitable in May when the market was good. So I don't know, maybe this wallet was just on a hot streak this month, which again, this month has been shitty. So the fact that they've been doing well kind of raises some red flags. Like, why were you not printing in, you know, July and June? Or maybe they just weren't using this wallet, but they printed in May. You know what I mean? So those are the types of things that you kind of have to use your brain for and really understand if they're worth like tracking, or seeing if like you should mimic their trades in a way. And then just looking at the coins that they've printed on, like, did these have good narratives, or were they just shit that they bundled, things like that. Like I saw this Raptor coin like just pumping randomly. So I mean, it looks like he kind of knows what he's doing just based off of like the coins that he has printed off of. You know, he made 30 grand on there. Black, he bought early, bought, sold, sold, bought, sold. He was, yeah. And then just looking at where they sell kind of gives you an indication of like, do they understand price action kind of? Do they understand when you should like hold or when you should sell or things like that? So it's kind of interesting looking at how other traders operate, especially if they're profitable. Like here, he just bought the top but never sold, like to cut the loss of 5 grand. Like what's going on, dude? So maybe he thought it would come back or something. So I just like looking at the history of people's trades. Like this whole pumpathon thing, he bought early, sold on the way up in like 7 transactions, and boom, he was done. So this wallet might be worth tracking, just considering that they've been pretty profitable this month. You know, and he trades on Photon, so he's married to Photon. And another thing that I like about GMGN is that you can actually paste any wallet, and it shows you how many people are tracking it. So 86 people are tracking this wallet, and it's been doing pretty good this month. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, this radar feature is fucking incredible if you're not familiar with it. So I really like it. Let's check out this wallet also. So this one printed on NYX and P8 BCI. So I think both of these are kind of tech related tokens. So again, we'll just look at their P&L calendar. He made 20 grand this month. Losses, he did pretty good on managing risk here, but then he kind of fucked up there a little bit. Yeah, he's limit trading for 2 months. His biggest loss was 4 grand. But yeah, see, so he got greedy, right? He bought in at 8 cents. It went to 0.001, or sorry, 0.00018. Yeah, so he fucked that one up. You buy the top on this one. Yeah, bought the top there. A C box. What the fuck is this? This is like a 50k topper or something. That's what I also like looking at. Like if someone is printing on just bullshit, I don't like following them. So what did this one do? How the fuck? So he just went to 300k. So this is like a 300k topper cartoon box. Like the fuck is this? I would not have bought that. So yeah, that just doesn't make any sense. Why would you buy that? He printed on Mori. Okay, like 31% gain. He bought Moin. I saw that one. He printed on Fuens. So this seems like a trencher type person that's like scanning and finding things, you know, like through Memescope or whatever. So this one might be worth keeping an eye on just because he's caught a few runners like Rat Coin. I remember seeing that, like buy this coin to beat the rat race. Yeah, I saw a lot of people buying that one. But yeah, there's just some coins here that I just don't really remember or understand. But the fact that his largest bid size is like 5 to 6 grand and he still diamond held it, it just sounds like someone that doesn't really have that much risk management, you know what I mean? So I would follow this one, but like tread lightly on it maybe. So I'm just going through like my thought process when I'm like looking for wallets to like either copy trade or just track, just to really, just to see. Yeah, I don't like wallets like this. Like they're up 35 grand for the whole month. Well, like, bro, you made 70k and then you almost lost it all like the next few days later. Like, and the day before you lost 10 grand, you know? Like those people have zero risk management. And if you don't have any risk management, that's probably one of the most dangerous things you could do. But he printed on Trump, Rapture, USD1, OneCoin, Okay. CK, I saw that one. Yeah, nah, he just hasn't really had that. Like, he hit a fucking lucky lick on one, and that's about it. And then I guess he just got greedy, and then he hit another few good ones, and yeah, he burnt through a lot of money. So maybe not follow him. Yeah, someone updated the socials on Trump or something. Yeah, someone did a CTO on Trump on Bonk. Interesting. I'll look into it more later. But yeah, GMGN is a pretty good platform. I really like them. A lot of people don't like using it because it's confusing, but there's just so many features here that it's just like hard to keep track of. I'll maybe make an updated video on it in the future. But yeah, if you want to understand more about like my wallet tracking and my hunting strategy, I have a guide on it. I do use GMGN quite a bit for wallet analysis now, and even copy trading. So definitely check out this this guide and video that I have there for you to understand copy trading a lot better. Yeah, see, we're on the 4-hour chart. So most people won't be looking at the 4-hour chart. They're just going to be looking at the 1-minute chart, and they're going to be freaking out, selling their position, blah, blah, blah. So I can foresee this like coming back down to like 256, like I said. And then if people are really bullish on it, if you see holders continue to climb up, then maybe we'll go higher. So I think when we were looking at it, it was like 720. So it's gotten 60 more holders in like the last 20 minutes or so. So I mean, so far it looks fine. Volume's still pretty low. It hasn't gone like crazy, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Sorry, Chad, I've been ignoring you. What's up? Axiom is better, bro. Yeah, I mean, it's all personal preference, guys. Like, it doesn't matter what bot you use. You can have the best tools in the game, or you could just be raw dogging on fucking Jupiter and still outperform everybody. It's all on you. Really doesn't matter what bot or what tool you use. Just they're out there. There's a bunch of options. 1,900 people watching. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for sticking around. Had plenty more options of people to watch earlier, but now they're all done. I'll probably be done here shortly. I'm in my office, so I'm gonna have some lunch soon because I'm hungry. Hungry. Dude, I haven't checked my fucking Asterbot bag. Am I down still? Is he gonna do his spaces or not? Yeah, he hasn't fucking started it. All right. Antonio, hey FOMO, I'm having trouble at risk management, holding or selling for a loss. When do you think it's time for selling for a loss? Whenever you feel like it, dude. Like, for example, I'm not logged into Axiom here, but for example, I'm down on my challenge wallet like 50%, and you just have to do whatever feels right to you. Like for me, if I were trading privately and my entry to Asterbot was 650K, and after I posted, that shit went to like $1 million. So my $500 turned into almost $1,000. I probably would have sold it if I were just trading publicly or privately. But that whole like, I guess, feeling of like, oh, you just shilled this and then you sold it. Like, fuck you, FOMO. You know what I mean? Like, that stuff still gets to me, even though I like to think that it doesn't. Like, it never helps trying to be the good guy in this space. Like, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're just gay or a farmer. So I still need to engrave that in my brain. Like I know this, but I don't listen to it because I have feelings still, and I still care about people. But if you feel like it's gonna go lower, then just sell half of it. If you feel like it might go higher, that's why only selling half is good, because then if it does go higher, maybe you'll end up being break even, or you'll be an even bigger profit. And if it goes lower, you only lost half as much instead of like your full bag. You know what I mean? So it really just depends on you. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's no real right or wrong answer there. Tosh said GMGN is good for tracking. Yeah, dude, I love how you can create folders in it. I think that's super sick. Speaking of Aster, Kick Charts just updated us right now on the chart for Aster. Aster higher low in my opinion, good time to add. Right there at 1.9. There was that higher low that was formed there. Yup. This shit is gonna go to $4. A lot of people are expecting that to happen, so we'll see. We'll see. This is one of my favorite accounts also, by the way. Kick Charts, he's great. He's fucking great. Alright guys, I gotta go eat. It was a great stream. Super, super fun. I appreciate almost 2,000 of you for watching. That's really, really cool. Again, if you need more alpha, resources, whatever, just hit the link in the description of my X profile. You'll get access to this Notion doc that just has all of my guides about wallet hunting, my pump fund strategy, the different accounts that I follow for alpha. So whether you're looking for new pair high volume gamblers, or people that understand TA, or people that buy low cap coins, like this is Dylan, shout out to him, he's the fucking goat. He bought like $1,000 worth of pesto and turned it into 6 figures. He's insane. And then yeah, if you're building a crypto brand too, I have a little guide on how you can use ChatGPT to build out your crypto brand. If you're looking to get into affiliate marketing for trading tools, I have a guide on that. I literally have a guide for fucking pretty much everything. Prediction markets, my watch lists, everything. So yeah, definitely check it out. And again, if you want to support me, buy the FOMO token. That helps a lot. That helps grow the stream. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next live stream next Tuesday.